Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. So today in this video we are going to be working on what I'm going to be calling my command center of the car. So if you remember back to a few videos, well quite a few videos ago I should say, you'll remember the car has an armrest which opens up, which where originally when the car built a car phone would have sat. Now obviously somewhere along the line the car phone's been removed, blah blah blah, and we're left with an empty armrest. So, I wanted a tape deck in my car, original 80 tape deck, 80 to 90, whatever, but obviously got one original Blaupunkt, one that would have been, well could have been the car from originally, but I'm not too sure. Obviously got replaced later down the line with a modern tape deck, cassette, a modern CD player, sorry. So, put the original tape deck in, well, a original, which you could have bought back when this car was new, and I thought I quite nice, you know, could play tape. And then I noticed originally, and then I noticed on the back that you could that they could third different plug, which was this one, which we have to rewire. This is completely ruined due to unplugging it and pulling out so many times. But yeah, and I noticed it had this little 10-pin plug on the back. So I got curious, thinking, well, what can you do with that? And from what little research there is online, hardly anything about that and what the plug's for, I found that you could plug in a CD changer or a amplifier. Oh heck, you could have both plugged in, or an amplifier, which as you seen, as you would have saw one of the earlier videos, I've had the wiring now for the subwoofer, which I'm going to have eventually in the car. Not going to be straight away, but the wiring is there. And obviously, I'm not going to go for a CD changer, but I have gone for an AUX input, which I've already done. Again, you've seen on my channel before. Now, as you'll fair well have it on there, but I do also like listening to DAB radio. It's a digital, quite a lot of channels on there, and so on and so on. Now, again, as you see in previous videos to this one and a different video, you saw me test a digital AM to FM antenna thingy to DAB, and it's first signal to DAB. Now you've seen me really putting that into this car, and you've seen me test it on my 190, and it does work. So it will work with my old antenna, which will pop up and down. Again, so that will work with that. So what I'm going to be doing in today's video is, like I said, modifying what I like to call my command center. So in this armrest, I'm going to have a little digital receiver box thing. So the one I've gone for is a Pioneer unit, and all you do is that you plug in a digital antenna. For example, all you need to do is plug in a digital antenna, and that will pick up digital signals, and then that's going to send the radio back through the AUX cable, which I've installed into the head unit again. Going to send it back down into the AUX input off the head unit, allowing me to effectively have digital radio in my car played through an original tape deck that it can't support DAB. So it's going to be very, very good once it's done. So I've got to do all the wiring for what I want to call my command center. So as you've seen in many previous videos, I've rewired all 4 speakers because they need to be done again with this 5 flat flex cable. So all 4 speakers are done, again not put back in yet, but they are all wired. I've run the amp power cable from the drive passenger side all the way along up to the back, which again that's the route it needs to take. It's the shortest route. Yeah, it's not that even at this stage, it's still not wired up yet, so that'll be later on when that video is all ready to go. The signal cable, amplifier cables, they go along the passenger driver side into the boot, just to save on space. That's why I've already got a ton of cables going through the boot, and it's getting very tight, so that's why I ran them that way. So now for my command center, again, my little thing, I've got my harness. I've started the tape, but I realised I've missed the cable, so I'm going to have to rewrap this. I'm just going to leave that tape on there and wrap over it. So in here I've got my little block connector. So then I've got my little switch cable just here, so that'd be the power. We should turn the head unit onto AUX mode. Got my sound cable here, and one connector here for the amp output, which I have to rewire them both again because all the cables are pulled out. Okay, I've got new pins, I've ordered a new block, and I'm going to do it just a lot better. And that's just yeah. I've got a original Mercedes multi-pin plug. I can't remember what it comes from. It's like either ECU or an ABS module. And I've got several different pins on there, which is going to be good for what I need it for. So effectively, what I'm going to be doing is running all these wires. Again, come down. They're going to come down underneath the seat here, and they are going to connect to a big multi-pin plug. So if I need to take the seat out, unplug, plug it back in, job done. So rather than run a fixed harness, again, I can just plug and unplug. Now, not everything is going to be connected into this multi-pin plug. For example, where's it gone? So this one for the sound, the AUX input cable. That'll be, I've got another cable inside. I'm just going to clip them, together. That's not going to be included in the plug. So I should be able to plug and unplug it where needed. So I'm just going to have another one of them, plug it in, job done. That'll be that one fit. And also, I've got a digital antenna cable running here. That's going to be the same. I'm going to have that underneath the chair. I'm going to have another one running up here and cable plug it in. So everything will be able, if I don't like it, need to take the chair out, it will be able to come out and job done. Now I'm also, which is a new idea, which I didn't have originally, but I will be doing now. I'm also going to be running a cable from the illumination circuit. So when I turn the lights on, there can be two little lights inside the tunnel, but not all the time. So I'm going to also put a little switch in. So when I lift the armrest up, the switch obviously allows current through, and it will light up two little lights. So it'll be the same lights that are already in the car. What I mean, if you look for lights that I'm talking about are from a 190, and in like the pine heat panel, they have a little clip. They clip into place. I've broken for parts many of them 190s over the years, and I've always stripped them little harnesses out. I don't know why, but now I do know why. So I'm going to install one of them into the car. As well. Don't know how powerful the light's going to be yet. I still need to figure that out. But that is also going to be installed into here. So it's going to have a massive little armrest and quite a chunky bit of wiring. But so I've got my amp cable just here, and then that's going to come down into the switch, come up into armrest. There'll be a little look. If I can find, actually I've got already bought new ones. There can be a little toggle switch like this, and you turn it on or off like that, and then turn it on. You can run back down into the boot and turn the amp on. In this one, again, we'll go back to the head unit, and that would be a very simple one. Actually, no, I don't need it because my calculations are correct. I don't need to run another cable. This is correct. I can actually finish wrapping this loom. So yeah, I'm going to continue with my job and wrap this loom, and I'll bring you back when I'm about to start wiring the multi-plug. But until then, I just need to wrap this and make it look very nice like this. I do like the harness tape, even though it's a pain, a big pain when you come down and wrap it. It gets very sticky and it just doesn't come apart very nice. But when you don't need to do that and you are just wrapping the loom, it is very nice to work with. Okay, so this is part loom that will connect to the car, just here. So you got the main part of the harness in there, and then got the USB for the power. That will be needed for the USB needed for the power. That will be needed for the little DAB receiver, obviously the audio input, and